We're back. Today's a very special day.
Oh yeah?
Which is why we have our Earl Grey hot.
I think I know what's coming.
Today is Picard Day.
Oh, yes, it's for the children.
It's Captain Picard Day, and we are going to be discussing Picard.
That's awesome. So, Picard, I'd say hands down, my favorite fictional character of all time, Captain Picard. You have so many good episodes. I can't wait to get in this. I've prepared so much. So I don't know what we're going to talk about first, but we got The Inner Light. We got Captain's Holiday. We got Measure of a Man. There's so...
We're talking about Picard the show, Star Trek Picard show. Alright, dude. Justin, you alright, dude? Dude, you okay? Justin? Justin? Oh my God! Somebody call 911! Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Star Trek Picard, season 3. Yeah. So this is the follow-up season to what amounted to 2 seasons of mixed reception.
Smell is remarkably carnal.
I think we both watched season 1. I watched 1 or 2 episodes of season 2, and I couldn't do it.
And I've had enough of your obstinance.
Enough said there. So season 3's out. It's been out. We wanted to do sort of in the interest of Picard Day.
I don't see why we have to do this every year.
Because of all the good press we've been hearing about it, we thought, hey, let's give it a whirl. There's a different showrunner on there. Maybe things have changed. So we'll kind of do like an expectations video. We haven't seen any of season 3 yet. We've only watched the trailer.
I need you. All of you.
We're with you. Always.
Engage.
If you want to talk about 2 guys and their useless opinions on shit, then here we are. So expectations and first reactions to the trailer. What did you think about when you saw the?
Yeah, so I initially wasn't even interested in watching the trailers because of my experience with season 1 and season 2. But interestingly enough, some of the things I had been reading about, some things I'd seen online about how this was different with the different showrunner, and all these people who seem to share my opinion with the first season of Star Trek Picard and second season seemingly are giving this a lot of praise.
Yeah, like people are really excited actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're excited because it wasn't a huge dump like the first 2 seasons were, and they're just happy
Right.
that. And that might be some of the case that at least it wasn't terrible, and there is some redeeming values about it. I don't know. It could be great. I don't know.
I don't want to get my hopes up, and so the obvious thing, yes, being a fan of Star Trek, think it's the greatest thing ever. There's not a part of me that can't not get excited when I see the entire cast of Next Gen.
Absolutely.
That's just that's just there. You put them in anything, I'm gonna be excited.
I'm so jaded though at this point that when they announced that season 3 was happening and it was going to have the entire cast of the Next Generation, because I think that was one big announcement that they made on probably Star Trek Day or something.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Paramount Plus. I was so cynical, and
Yeah.
I still am. I just was like, great. They're dragging all of the actors into this show, and I don't want to have a part of it. But, you know, I don't know. It might be good. We saw the trailers, and after watching the trailers, it didn't sell it for me. If it wasn't for all these people online saying that it was pretty good to okay, maybe very good, I probably wouldn't have wanted to watch the show.
It seems very one-tone, even the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I could go, just talking about the lighting. Like, watching these trailers, every single shot is so dark. The bridge is so dark.
Yeah.
Why? Why is the bridge that dark? Why is every shot so dark? Why?
Yeah, the trailer didn't really do anything for me. It feels like a lot of the same stuff that the first 2 seasons, that I would say a lot of things were wrong with that show.
Thanks. What is this?
It fixes things.
How?
You have to use your imagination.
There's some good things I have to say about the trailer and what I think will be in Picard season 3, but yeah, the tone, everything is so serious. Everything is the end of the world.
Yeah.
The end of the universe.
This is the end, my friend. We fight or we die.
Nothing means anything if the stakes are always high. If everything's always, it's the end of the universe, it's the end of the world. I don't know, there's a line in there where Geordi's like, it's life or death. Like, when has it not been?
This is life or death.
It's always life or death, John Luke. When has it not been?
Like, yeah.
Most of the time, it's
when
not
you
been.
were trying to get laid on the Enterprise,
Yeah.
it usually wasn't life and death.
Another Coco no-no? You hungry? I'm hungry. Why don't I just start dinner? Hey, what's the weather like on Ryza?
Or trying to help Data out of some sort of, predicament that week to understand some facet of humanity or something.
The murderer was a stranger who attacked him from behind. Is that correct, Holmes?
No.
You can also do that in a 10-episode run. Not everything has to be so serious all the time.
If nothing's ever fun and happy, then there's a
Right.
lot less impact.
Yeah.
When you do have those serious moments. Like, throughout the show's history, Next Generation specifically, like, when you get to an episode that's high stakes, Best of Both Worlds comes to mind,
Right.
it really means something.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's rare. Like, you're
Yeah.
not facing, oh, does this mean extinction for the human race? The Federation? Like, life as we know it?
Your life, as it has been, is over.
It's ominous. It's got that ominous tone, and then there's people off screen saying ominous things. Like,
Yeah.
there's alluding to a conspiracy, like one-liners from each member of the crew saying something.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mysterious villain.
Some kind of attack. And Starfleet could be the target.
There's a darkness, an all-consuming darkness.
And it is getting stronger.
John Luke, trust no one.
One of the problems with seasons 1 and 2 was the mystery box storytelling.
So there's this thing with mystery boxes that I started feeling like compelled. Then there's a thing of like mystery in terms of imagination, the withholding of information. Doing that intentionally.
So they basically start you out with a mystery at the beginning, and then each episode they drip feed you stuff. And at the end, there's supposed to like hit you with some
It's
sort of
supposed to
like
be rewarding.
revelation or something. Yeah.
The mystery box meaning what you think you're getting, then what you're really getting.
Just that style of storytelling is meant to just keep people around. It's not really interesting, and it hasn't really worked out. And that's what it seems like. It's like there's a villain, and she seems to know the crew from back in the past. Who is she? And blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, story itself, it's not drawing me in from a trailer. It's not drawing.
They don't like, even know what the story is. They're just like
right.
flashing things at you, just dark things.
And another thing I don't like that's flashing at you is another thing kind of opposite of what I love about Star Trek is we talked about it's never really been about the action sequences or the battles.
Yeah.
They're making that about those are the hooks. Like you see two ships
Yeah,
colliding with each other and like ripping
That's
the
the
hole
end.
open.
Unexpectedly.
Those were the days.
Okay,
And obviously,
so already I'm nitpicking these things that are really bothering me just in the trailer.
the problem with trailers today is they're put together by no longer the filmmakers, but by a PR department.
Right.
You know, and they're getting some footage and they're trying to put asses in the seats and appeal to, I guess, what people amount to now is people who can't go 25 seconds without something exploding in their face because we're addicted to our phones and we have to have shit like that, drawing a sand, pew, 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 with explosions and
right.
So they're trying to appeal to our stupidity.
Got it!
So the show may actually be good. It just may be the way the trailer is cut together.
Misrepresented.
Yeah.
And that's what I am
That's the
holding
case.
out hope for because of the good things we've read about and some things we've seen from reputable sources. We seem to share opinions on what good Trek actually is versus subpar Trek. And I'm trying to think of anything I really liked from them. And
I don't know if there's anything that I liked, but I know there's. So the good thing about this season is that it looks like they're not counting seasons 1 and 2 at all. It's its own story. It looks like there's nobody except for Raffi from the first 2 seasons.
Right.
Which hopefully her drug addiction thing is settled. We don't have to revisit that, which is preposterous.
Okay, so I think
I don't want you to. Don't get too into season 1 and 2.
We're not going to get into that. But I think that the reason for me why I'm even going to watch Star Trek Picard season 3 is because it gets rid of the canon of the first 2 Picard seasons. To me, that's a very good sign. That is like the best sign. It's like, oh, really? Like that tells me something.
I'm glad that they're none of. I mean, I don't have anything against the actors, but the fact that none of those characters are really involved just shows that they didn't really matter to the story at all.
Yeah.
So at least the main cast is the crew from TNG.
Right.
We know they're not one-dimensional. They all have their own histories and backstories, and hopefully they do something with that. So that's kind of a plus.
Yeah, that is.
The other plus that I thought was that it doesn't look like seasons 1 and 2 tended to tackle social issues in like a really haphazard way.
Fire poisons the sky. Trees gone, water dry. Soon no food, no breathable air. Maybe the future we saw starts right here.
Not if we can help it.
They weren't really delving into things. Star Trek is always great about social issues, exploring things, but when you just put an issue at face value and say this is good or bad, and we've talked about it before, that's just uncreative, and it's not worth even watching or investing in. So it doesn't seem like they're really doing that too much, or at least not taking problems we have today and just shoehorning it in awkwardly into the narrative for some reason. Like,
what's going on?
Immigration raid. Come on, let's go.
What?
Go, Patients all back like we planned.
Officers! Immigration!
As opposed to being tackled in a way where, maybe there's an alien race that has this thing that
like in an analogous way.
Exactly. But they instead chose to retcon things I loved about Star Trek to undo them.
Your mother suffered cycles of terrible darkness and irrational exhilaration. She needed help, but she wouldn't accept it.
There seems to still be a lot of violence in in Star Trek, and I love nothing more than watching 70 and 80-year-old actors pick up guns and just like start mowing people down. People in their twilight years just you know, Ramboing it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really seem to fit with the Next Generation.
No.
Star Trek in general.
No.
But definitely with the Next Generation. They hardly ever like got into. If they did, their phasers are set to stun. You know, they're not trying to kill anyone.
In fact, there's more violence in newer Star Trek than there is in newer Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Right, yeah. Well, it's just disappointing on its own.
Sure. But yeah.
I saw one clip of Beverly Crusher mowing people down.
I was gonna.
And in another featurette, I saw her like executing somebody who she had knocked down by shooting either something else or something exploding.
And they're on the ground.
And she shoots them and they turn into like a red mist.
That's such a stray from the character. It's not a believable development. Like
no. So there's things like that. Worf mentioning like, I used to be like once like irrational and violent.
I too was once irrational, violent.
He usually only used violence when it was absolutely necessary.
Kill him. No. But it's our way. It's the Klingon way. I know. But it is not my way.
He always chose the path of Starfleet, which was restraint. So to see him saying things like, I've chosen pacifism, it's like, well...
He always kind of did.
Yeah.
Like just being in Starfleet.
You should know that I now prefer pacifism to combat.
We're all gonna die.
I like the fact that they just are ignoring from here on out that Picard is actually an android. You remember that happened at the end of season 1? I know we tried to block that out of our mind, but he's an android. Picard's been dead. Picard died. Do you remember that? Picard died in Picard.
I think I blocked that out. Yeah.
He's an android that is supposed to die of natural causes at a certain point.
Maybe they undid that in this canon. Maybe in season 3, if that's one thing they forgot, I'd be.
I think they're just ignoring it. There is no such thing in canon in the Kurtzman Trek. There is no canon. It's whatever.
Now the thing that really piques my interest.
Moriarty
is Moriarty.
Such pathetic old warriors.
I'm not sure if that piques my interest so much. Is that I don't know.
I think there's.
I don't really care.
I don't.
Greetings, old friends.
I don't know. The trailers hopefully don't do it justice. Take the trailer with a grain of salt. All I can hope is that we get some fun moments with the Next Generation crew. Maybe a nice. The problem is that the last episode was a perfect send off. So whatever.
Nothing will ever be better than All Good Things.
Right. But hopefully they have a nice moment together as a crew.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some things that we can look back on without being too nostalgia baity.
Yeah.
Would be nice. In the end, I hope I just kind of like it at least. It's not a huge turd.
Yeah, I that's the best hope. But as of now, just from the trailers, like my hopes are low.
The trailer's pretty
my
low.
hopes are low.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to watch them, and we'll let you know what we think about them. Because if it's anything that I think you really should know about, it's our opinions about everything.
Exactly.
Especially Star Trek.
100% true.
So we'll be back, and we'll let you know how season 3 goes. And I'm gonna mute this.
Yeah.
This is life or death.
It's always life or death, John Luke. When has it not been?
With each ticking moment, I will take another piece of you.
Battle stations! Survival. It's human nature, pal. We fight or we die.
Gun it! I need you. All of you.
We're with you. Always.
Engage.